Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Iron Man issue 11. And I really enjoyed this issue because it brought the whole thing with Stiltman to a close while advancing us back to the whole thing going on with Korvac. Granted, it did pretty much do a Deus Ex Machina kind of thing to kind of get there, but at this point it kind of needed to be done. So I don't like that it happened, but I understood the necessity and also kind of how they're. It's really kind of weird because we're seeing this of Tony being more kind of down to earth, hot rod kind of Tony Stark with his armor, and it seems to be setting up for kind of a bigger kind of status quo for how this Deus Ex Machina kind of worked. So we start off the issue, and we see that Tony and the group are pretty much mourning the dead that died in the Ultimo attack, and Tony is pretty much trying to talk to Stiltman and be like, "Hey, listen, why don't we push and try and take care of this Ultimo problem because it's a paradise here. That's kind of actually considered making that into a more permanent paradise without this thing here." And Stiltman, oddly enough, is trying to pretty much push him back from it, and he's like, listen, it doesn't have to be a kind of Pickett's charge scenario. We can do this smart. We can just shut him down, and like Stiltman's just pretty much knocking him down. He's like, all right, fine, let's just go eat dinner and all that. Patsy, of course, gets into contact with Tony, and it's like, listen, we have to deal with the Korvac situation because that's the entire universe kind of shit, more than just the planet. And she also gets into talking that he has turned off his morphine governor regulator kind of thing, and that he's going to need help with that going on. But she's like, listen, turn that back on. Me and my group are going to do this on our own. He, of course, is like, please don't. It'll feel like your deaths are on my hands kind of thing. Like, listen, we make our own decisions and stuff. We're not extensions of you. We're going to do this, try and be heroes, and try and stop this shit. But we don't want to lose you permanently and get your shit together. So we see that Patsy and the rest of them are pretty much getting ready to go to Tatu. Then we see that Tony's like, something's not going right with this, and decides to go check out the wreckage of the Ultimo. Abrax is like, you were told not to do this. They kind of get into a little cuffy cuff situation, but he's like, why are you supposed to guard these things? And then Tony's able to kind of like knock his ass out a little bit. Not completely out because they're still talking. He digs in and he's like, hey, somebody has like modified these and are controlling them. We see that Stiltman has been controlling the Ultimos to essentially keep this thing, this ever-present threat, to keep the survival and bonding thing going, keep it small, and to keep his leadership and power. This, of course, sets off Tony and Avro X as they start fighting him, and it's a pretty good fight scene. We see how Stiltman kind of does his own kind of thing. He's doing this because he wants to show that he wants a stake in something. He can actually do good and can achieve something, but it's a lot, and he's been taking these people from these worlds and pulling them to this planet himself. So it's like, it's not even random on that. But they're able to knock him down, and of course he reveals that he wanted to keep it small, keep the leadership and everything, and then the rest of the people see, and they're like, yeah, we ain't down with that. And then they pretty much take him away. He's like, I love you all, and Tony's like, I really don't want them to kill him. But it's like that balancing of like their justice, but I'm like, yeah, but like killing a dude like that, even though you're pissed off, that's not the right call. But then they're like wondering what to do, and then the Living Tribunal pops up out of nowhere and is like, Tony Stark, you gotta make sure that the universe doesn't become unbalanced. I'm like, okay, we need to pretty much put you on Tatu right now to kind of deal with that scenario. And he's like, alright, fine, teleport everybody else home and teleport me there. It's like, alright, fine. Because Tony's like, oh, okay, without me, shit's gonna get real. And it's like, you're misunderstanding my words, but sure, fine, alright. So him and Avro X are shot to Tatu. He's like, alright, let's kind of deal with this. And then intruder alert. Fuck nuggets. So they now have to deal with Tatu doing its shit and trying to make sure that Korvac doesn't get the power cosmic, and it got brought back into this. It was interesting to see. Granted, the side quest does have bearing on what we've been seeing of people trying to do their best and to try and utilize their knowledge to better the universe or make better certain places. and how that doesn't really work out that well. I think this is setting up to show that Tony's going to have to make a big decision, and that big decision will probably have pretty stupid shit that he's going to have to frickin' deal with, because Korvac's like, I can make the universe perfect. And it's like, yeah, because they're all fucking crystal things that don't do shit. Stillman's like, my paradise is perfect. Yeah, but you have a people-eating robot to make sure that people don't challenge your control. So Tony's like, oh shit, he's dealing with his, like, morphine shit because of his broken neck. It's all nuts. So it is tying together a lot better than I thought it would, but I'm still like, yeah, you kind of had to pull this to kind of get it here. So I wish it wasn't needed, but I understand its necessity to get us for the actual story moving forward. So I'm excited to kind of see where this is going to kind of go, and how Tony and Avro are going to have to fucking deal with, like, Tatu's Intruder Alerts program, how Korvac's going to factor into that, and then, of course, when Tony's compatriots pop up and be like, yeah, okay, somehow you got here. We'll learn about that later. So I'm really looking forward to where this is going to be going. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.